This is a quick review of the Think, Pair with AI, and Share activity from Module 1. The first step is human ideation and structuring, or thinking. What do you already know? And what do you want AI to do? My first step is to think about a lecture that I already have in a PowerPoint form. This is a lecture that I've built over the years using textbook, using my own experience, and using things that I've learned from my students along the way. I look through my PowerPoint and I think, I would like to create some kind of assessment that goes along with this PowerPoint. So how might I do that? So now I'm going to pair with Copilot and see how it might be able to help me. I've went to my Microsoft apps using the 9-dot tile in the upper left corner of any Microsoft app that I'm already in, and I look for the Microsoft Copilot app. If I don't find it, I might use the More Apps little icon towards the bottom of the page. So once I launch into Copilot, I see a prompt field at the bottom. I'm going to use the prompt, create a 10-question long answer assessment for community college students based on this lecture material. But before I ask it, it doesn't know what my lecture material is, so I'm actually going to upload that. I can use this Add Content button over here on the left, or I can use the paperclip icon to browse my computer. I'm looking at my files, and there's my PowerPoint. I'm going to select it and attach it to my prompt. Now I'm going to click the little icon to start generating. It's going to take a little more time depending on how big your file is, but it says, sure, I can help with that. Based on the lecture materials, here are 10 long answer questions for community college students. I'm going to continue pairing with Copilot to see what I might be able to come up with. I can ask it to provide me sample answers to the questions, make the question shorter, create a rubric for grading the assessments, or any other kind of prompt that I might want to add. Here, I might want to ask it to apply the 6 thinking hats. I'm going to ask it to apply the red thinking hat. I want to see what it can pull out in terms of emotions to these questions and rewrite them. Let's just see what happens. It adds more questions about how do these make you feel. Think about emotional and intellectual distance you feel from a story. How does it impact your connection to it? So these questions are now more based on the emotional connection that students might have. It even pulled out my grid of humanity question, which I thought was kind of interesting that it focused on that, which was one of my slides. So that's kind of an interesting way to get it to focus in on something specific if you're not seeing the kinds of questions you want. The last step would be to copy the results either from the second output or the first output or both. So now I'm going to paste them into a Word document where I can apply my own contextual knowledge and resources from my own brain and maybe talk with colleagues about whether these questions are something that I would like to use. So that would be my third step of applying contextual knowledge based on the students that I want to be working with and based on what my goals are for this assessment. With the Backstage document, we're just asking that you document your process with those 3 steps. What you used in your human ideation and structuring ideas to get started, how you used the prompt, and then what you did with the output that you got from the prompt. Now, how exactly you fill out these fields is really up to you. The point of this document is to build transparency. If you do end up using some of this content, share it with your students. Let them know exactly how you used AI. And then if you are building assessments where you want them to use AI or learning activities or things like that, you can use the same exact process for them to be able to document their process. So you are all on the same page of how AI is being used in the human context. Thanks for watching.